instead of now.
If you asked 2 weeks ago, yeah.
All right. Well, we are streaming. Story mode episode 43. The heart of the matter. Been a minute. Been a bit of a hiatus. One thing or another, but we're back. We're here. We're playing D&D. And we're going to start with fun facts. And the fun fact question that I want to know about your characters tonight is what's the worst, like, heartburn or stomach ache, or like what's the one experience you had where you ate something and it just did not agree with you whatsoever, like made your life a living hell. It could have been food poisoning, could have been poisoning, could have been, any number of things, but I want to know your character's personal experience.
Were you listening to my conversations at work today?
No, but I guess we're gonna start with you, Jared, and you can tell us Tyrell's horrible food experience.
All right. Well, this relates to something that Tyrell did this. Not me. We're talking about Tyrell.
Right.
And it happened when Tyrell was a wee boy, wee elf boy. He I don't have to talk about him in third person, right? I can be first person again.
You can be Tyrell, yes.
All right, I'll be Tyrell. So, this is probably longer than just like, not like the story is not that long, but I'm just saying, like, I'll just tell it. Are you still there?
I'm still listening.
Sorry, I moved my display around and I thought I lost everything, but then I realized like that had nothing to do with it. Hey, Rusty here. All right, so Tyrell, as a wee boy, my father had an elevated, like, office, you might call a loft, kind of in the upper area of the trees that we lived in. And he'd get home from work, and he'd always be working on putting together, little model trinkets of all various sorts that he did for like a side job. But they came in big boxes full of packing material and everything. And well, one night I remember going up to him while he had a little bit of the heavy cider, I guess we'll say. And he just kind of joked around and picked up one of these these little packing peanuts out of the box and just kind of showed me like, oh, you can eat one because it's just like eating a little peanut. It's got like an interesting like texture that melts in your mouth. And as Tyrell, little boy I think, oh, that's neat. And I eat one, and he's laughing, and I actually decide I really like it. It just melts in your mouth just in a perfect way that it's just very interesting. And then I go to eat another one, and then of course I get my hand swatted like, no, we were just playing around. You can have one, but you're gonna be sick if you eat more. Oh, okay. But of course Tyrell doesn't listen. He's a young boy. He doesn't really understand. And so days go by. There's the box full of these peanuts under the loft, and Tyrell, myself, I just take one or two as a snack, after a long day of learning my studies or playing with friends, and then before I go to bed, I'll just have a peanut or two. Little do you know, 3 months go by and the box is empty, and then my parents find it and they have to, they give me a stern talking to as I'm starting to foam at the mouth, and I have to be taken into emergency care to be reviewed for what was going on, and I had to tell them. Yeah, I ate all the.
What? How have I never heard this story?
Because I just made it up. It's Tyrell.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's. The rest of you guys are screwed. I don't know how you're gonna come up with a better story than that. That, like, we should just stop right there and just. I don't have to ask anyone else questions.
Okay.
I don't hear any, like, retaliation to that. Everyone's just quiet. I don't know if they're stunned or what, but wow. That explains a lot, Tyrell. That explains a lot.
Yeah, if you ever see me I have to pop one pill every day to keep down the acid doesn't actually flow through my intestines properly, so I have to have a little bit of help. Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because of the like couple like 3 missed sessions or what, but I can't tell if you're messing with me or not. I don't like. I know, like, is this? I mean, like, is this a real story that you did that, like, personally? Like, I know this is a Tyrell story, but
Yes. Yeah.
dang, dude. So it's like a texture thing then. It was like Cheetos. It's just they
Oh,
were
it's great. Keep those away from me. Yeah. I remembered it all very recently because of, I mean, now we're getting outside the store, but like we've been playing with those cars, and I ordered a bunch of stuff, and I got a big box of them, and when they showed up, I about had a heart attack, and I like took all my crap out of it and threw it out into the
I
into
thought
the
you were gonna
garbage
say you started
immediately.
salivating, and you're afraid
No,
you're gonna
I mean
eat
I
it.
did. I did. I couldn't help it, but I was like, I had to get these away.
I am currently eating Cheetos right now.
That's the other thing. They really do remind me of Cheetos, and I love Cheetos.
You know, we're gonna learn that one day. It's just
You guys should try
Cheetos
one
were
time.
flavor blasted packing peanuts the whole time. We never knew.
I mean,
I'll
they're
book a
pretty
surprise
close.
birthday party for you whenever you're 40.
Oh my god. No.
Just walk
Okay.
in, we blast it all at you.
Well, man, that's a hell of a story. I guess the
I have another
natural.
one. If no one else has one, I have a second one that's not as bad, but I thought that would be a better one.
Let's at least give, I guess, other people their chance. But this is definitely more I want to
Okay.
hear about. You might, you know, there might be a lot of digestion questions through this series of you know,
Dang it.
turtle
I mean,
stuff,
we are
so.
inside of. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is so great. Oh, great. Okay.
So, Ian, I feel like Sailor Sun is next because you're eating Cheetos, so that's just the natural transition there.
A smooth transition, I hear.
Yeah.
Well, mine happened the first day I was sent to Earth for my understanding, and I walked into this place. It seemed very comfortable. It seemed very homey feeling with a taste of culture that wasn't really their culture. It was called Nicantian Villa.
Oh.
Yeah, it made it seem like it was this neighboring nation's food. I was like, all right, give me a little taste of the area. And I have to agree with Tyrell. I mean, it just didn't taste right. First came a cardboard taste, which moon cardboard is very similar to the cardboard on here.
Mm.
But then was the after effects.
Oh yeah.
I had to find the nearest bush. First I had to pay, and my queen did not give me money. I had to earn it. Unfortunately, I was sentenced to their kitchen to clean before I could relieve myself.
Oh no.
I just had to hold it while I was cleaning. And it gave me the worst heartburn because I could not relieve myself. So, ever since then, I've avoided Nicantian Villa like the plague.
But you managed to hold it in the whole time you did the dishes. You never. No bowel movements happened.
did.
Wow.
I made it all the way until I got to the door of the Nicantian Villa.
Did you really
then
give
I
them what
just-
for because they made you do that kind of thing?
I shot out of there like I really could fly before I could learn to.
Dang. Well, I can't say I've ever had Nicantian Villa, but it doesn't sound particularly appetizing, especially if it tastes like cardboard and just makes you have to, you know, go poop immediately.
But that's the problem. I want it again.
Oh.
I don't know what it is about Canteen Villa. It tricks your mind going, it'll be better a second time. Try a different location.
So the food is good, but the experience with the food is never good.
Oh, you know what's going to happen, so it makes the food just a little bad.
Interesting.
But I want more.
do they by chance have one at like all the cardinal directions? You know, like a north, south, east, west kind of thing.
They were by like every exit of my kingdom.
Wow. Huh. You know, I think that we're gonna have to stumble across one of these Nicanti villas and see. Maybe you can share that with the rest of the group, or don't share that with the rest of the group, and just see how they fare with the food. But
Can we share it with this turtle?
yeah, if you can get out or
Might get us
communicate with the
out.
turtle. I mean, that might be way out. You just maybe the turtle is just hungry. You just gotta feed him the right stuff, and he'll spit
We
you out.
find one in here.
Or you make a promise to him that I don't know, that maybe you will find an entire fast food restaurant in here. I mean, it seems to be it would make more sense for the dragon turtle, right? Like, why bother eating just the food when you could just swallow the whole thing?
Exactly. That's why they haven't shat themselves, because they haven't tasted it yet.
Right. Cameron, how about Stony? Is there any, like, bad stories from under the sea? You ever eat any weird fish food that just wasn't to your liking?
Actually, it was the first time I came above water.
Oh, wow.
So, young and spry, newly, a breath to this world. And one of the first little, bars I went to, they were cooking their fish. I thought it was pretty weird. I'm used to just eating it raw, They kind of had it doused in this, like, they called it like some peanut sauce or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, it tasted pretty good at first, but I spent the next 2 days in just a feverish rash.
Yikes.
Just real bad. And, basically had to crawl myself back to the ocean. It kind of got some reprieve, and kind of spent a couple days in the shallows. Just kind of bide my time. So
Do you
pretty
think
short story, but
Do you think
it was pretty rough.
the peanut sauce was the same peanuts that Tyrell accidentally ate? Like, maybe that's what made you sick?
It could have been. It sounds to me like we had a couple different reactions, but
Or do you I mean, like, because there are a couple of variables there. Do you think it was just the fact that the fish was cooked was what, like, did you in? Or, just the sauce that was on it, or a combination of the two? Like, because
I think it had to have been the sauce, because I've had cooked fish before. A couple of spent nights with some pirates on the ship. They cooked and stuff like that. So I think it might have just been the sauce of that community. Maybe just didn't sit right, but obviously had some sort of reaction to it. And I tell you what, boys, getting some hives up in your gills, it's not a fun experience.
Yikes, yeah. I can't even imagine. Ugh. That is strange. There's some sort of... It's almost more than a coincidence that two things with peanut in the name tonight have caused your character's illness. Maybe there's a case of food poisoning out in Nicanthes. Kobe, I think this is going to lead into you and Detective Easter. I mean, have you heard about any of these supposed peanuts poisoning people through Nicanthes? Or is that just
well, I haven't heard
delicacy?
about those, but speaking of cases, there was this case that I was working for, trying to find this missing kobold, and he belonged to the local newsboy, and his name was Baxter, and he had gone missing, and I was looking for him all over, and no leads were, every lead was coming up dry, and then I decided to stop in at the market, see if I could find any more news, and there's a guy selling a lot of milk, and I thought, how refreshing on a nice warm day to have a nice full glass of milk. And so I drank just way too much milk. And then out of nowhere on the sending stones, magically I see Baxter is calling to me, and he's speaking in undercommon. I'm like, Baxter, I don't speak undercommon, and then all of a sudden I start running around, and the milk, it just curdled inside, and I yacked everywhere. eventually, I found Baxter. He had been kicked off of the side of a bridge by a local horse rider. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So the Baxter you saw was a hallucination then? Maybe?
It might be.
Yeah? So milk doesn't agree with you, huh? Or just that milk? You just drank way,
Well, too
way
much
too
milk on a
much.
hot day. Milk, having a nice glass of milk is always nice, but too much on a hot day is not a great combo.
I mean, I get where you're coming from. It did seem refreshing at the start, but yeah, I could see why that would sour over time. Have you learned your lesson? Have you stayed away from milk in hot days?
On hot days, yeah, it's a bad choice.
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Hopefully there was no peanut sauce in the milk too. But okay. I feel like what am I missing? Oh, I'm forgetting to start the stream. Is what I'm not start the stream, but I'm forgetting to stream it to you guys. Let me know if the ambient sounds and music is too much. I know Josh had issues with it in the past, being too loud, but I feel like I've got it toned down pretty low. Is it good for everybody? Not too much?
I hear nothing.
No?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
never
hit-
hear it.
Yep,
I
nope,
heard
you're good.
nothing.
I had to click into other stuff to get in the stream this time, so but I'm good.
Okay. You guys don't hear anything? Nothing?
I heard
I've
nothing.
never been able to hear it.
So strange.
You don't count.
I heard it, I think, once, and then that's kind of when Josh complained about it, and then since then I've never heard it.
I agree.
Yeah, I could always hear it like faintly.
Huh.
Oh, wait, there we go. I found the volume control.
I was
Now
gonna
got it.
say, I feel like the volume control is just in the sub menu on you guys' side.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I turned my volume on, but I still don't hear it. But it's
Well, there's a specific volume control inside the stream.
yeah, I'm on the stream page. And it's volume.
It's next to the pop out button.
Yep. No, I'm.
I can just faintly hear it now.
Okay. I mean, there's lava flowing and dramatic music, but
Yeah, it's nice.
it's a cool
Yeah, it's
thing.
nice.
It's a cool thing. You know, you're missing out. But if you ever want to experience it, you can watch it on the stream. I'm sure it'll be obnoxiously loud
Oh, there you
on
go.
the stream.
Yeah.
So, but without further ado, last time you guys discovered that you were in fact not in hell, where you maybe assumed you were initially, but in fact in a dragon turtle's stomach. The dragon turtle swallowed you guys whole, boat and all. You have now been finding your way through the underbelly of this beast. Inner belly, I don't know what you would, really call it, but you're trying to find your way out, or just survive, or find anything for that matter. Like, it's dangerous here, and there's a bunch of weird things, little bugs that are like eating insides and metal and attracted to that. You've effectively lowered the stomach acid to a acceptable level to sort of grant you more access to some of the intestinal tract or otherwise through the turtle here. So you came to a crossroad last time, and you could either go right or left. So there was like a breathing sound, like a hushed sort of like inhale, exhale coming from the right side. And when you rounded the corner, you saw a bunch of these myconids, these shroom-like creatures. They seem to be pretty tightly packed in there. They do appear to be humanoid and, conversing with one another. They sort of notice that you're there but don't feel threatened by you necessarily. But they almost seem sentient. Chances are they're probably not going to speak whatever it is that you speak, but they do look a little formidable too, and they're just weird. You've never seen anything quite like these creatures before. But that's what's over to your right, and over to your left there's sort of a lub-dub sort of sound from the corridor of the left, like a very repetitious lub-dub, lub-dub, lub-dub beat, a pattern, a thumping. And there are no perceivable dangers on the either side of this sort of tract of more potent stomach acid beneath you, but these are the choices you have before you. You can go either way. It's totally up to you guys and the group. So I will hand it over to you guys and make your decisions.
Which way is the music coming from, guys?
It seems to me that the side that is not guarded, that seems to have the more potent, would ultimately be a way out, because I think the natural resources are enough to stop any kind of enemy threat. No, we are not an enemy, I hope.
Mhm.
But
Well, it's worth investigating. We shall at least go check what's down there.
we should at least sniff it out.
So you guys
Yep.
going
I concur.
lub-dub?
Check out what's up, Blub Dub, just to kind of get a peek.
Okay. So you guys make your way a little ways down. Everybody go ahead and give me a perception check before we go any further here.
Is that a D20?
It is.
We haven't played in so long, so I had...
When in doubt, D20.
It wasn't a serious question.
I'm just going to keep
4.
pretending like you didn't actually know.
You did very well.
I got a 21.
17.
I hate you guys.
I got 19.
Okay. Tyrell.
We know
I
what's
have a
going
4.
on.
Yeah, Tyrell, Detective Easter, you guys in this, untrustworthy, organic, sort of scary, unpredictable place had your eyes peeled and were looking at the stomach acid, and you do notice something sort of rummaging around in the stomach acid. Let's unhide this. And from the stomach acid rises what appears to be some sort of slime or blob or ooze that is, as best as I could describe, some sort of extremophile, something that can survive these extremely deadly environments. And this thing has sort of popped its head up to see what you guys are, if you're edible, if you're, a threat, if it needs to duck back down, or... So it's sort of just, like, swaying a little bit, like right to left, sort of ebbing and flowing with the stomach acid as it pumps through the little canal. You guys can choose however you'd like to proceed here, and don't forget you have the few Kuatoa that are following as well. So this thing didn't surprise
I
you.
could echo past. I could echo past this thing if we are weary of getting too close.
Yeah, I did not bring my PKE meter or any kind of plasma detection. Like, this just looks like big ol' goo monster. I don't have the good feels, guys.
Should we send a Kuatoa forward just to see what happens?
The Kuatoa sort of
On a
hear
research
their,
mission?
the name of their race, and they sort of look at you guys, but they,
Quick, give him a thumbs up.
I'll push my echo out in front as far as I can. I guess 30 gnomes from where I'm at.
Sure. So, as you push the echo out, you see this thing start to kind of move a little bit and like shrink down in the ooze, kind of like keeping its distance from you. It's almost like it's lowering down, and it doesn't have eyes, but you get the sense that it's like it's looking at you, right? It kind of it doesn't seem to want to leave the ooze, like the stomach acid, unless maybe it absolutely has to. So it's kind of staying in its element, so to speak. You get the sense that you could pass, especially if you maybe stayed up on the high ground to the left.
Yeah, I'll keep walking and pushing my echo out until
Okay.
I get uncomfortably close to the thing, and then I'm going to echo switch. If that makes sense.
Like, you're gonna...
Like I'm gonna like until my actual character gets close to the ooze monster. I'm gonna keep
Oh,
pushing the
okay.
echo out
I
as I
gotcha.
walk forward.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, you successfully managed to do so, and you switch at the right time. The whole time, the slime is kind of keeping its eye on, the right and then the left, and because it's seeing two of these things. So it's just carefully keeping both of you in its peripherals. But you make it past and sort of set the example for the rest of the group.
Yep, I'm just gonna hop up on the higher ledge and just keep my shield in between him and me.
Yep.
Walk really confidently down past it.
Same sort of thing. You don't look at it, and it doesn't really pay you much mind. It does the same thing it did to Detective Easter, where it just kind of lets you past and keeps its distance.
Maybe we should, just the two of us, I guess, go up ahead, take a look, come back.
That sounds like a great idea, Storm. Let's move forward.
As you start to move forward, this slime sinks back down into the stomach acid, and you kind of lose track of it. You get a slight idea that maybe it went up or down the tract, but you're not sure just where it went.
It's a tattletale. He probably went and told on us.
I'm gonna keep my echo within 30 feet of me as I'm moving. So
In front or behind?
behind,
Okay.
in case I need to
Sure.
locate back. Awesome.
So, as you guys make it to the precipice of the cavern ahead, what you step out and see is a large cavern, similar in size to the first one you were in, but within this cavern, right in the middle, you have to use your imagination for the sort of tubes that are running off of this thing, but right in the center is this enormous, what looks like a heart, and it is throbbing, pulsating continuously at a pretty high rate. Like it's almost like it thumps the room and your ears. Like it's a loud enough commotion that it's kind of deafening even. It's like you're at the loudest concert a bard has ever put on, with magical enhancement for the sound kind of thing. You see over to your left there's a little bit of a ledge, but what appears to be a kind of a sheer drop off into the stomach acid, but across the way from where you're standing you can kind of see a little traversal area where you'd have to crawl on your stomach to get through into another area to get a better look at what's out there. From where you're at now, you can't quite see everything in the cavern. Through the steam and the mist and everything, you see some things moving around in the distance, but it's hard to hear anything over the deafening thump of the heart before you. Detective Easter, the one thing you can see from where you're at for sure is there is a donkey precariously on the edge of a lower sort of column down there, and there are two rust monsters sort of cornering it, and they appear to be confused as to what to do with it because the donkey is in fact organic and has no metal, but monsters are curious creatures.
Oh, that's so sad.
Well, it looks like my donkey plane worked. I think it ate that one.
Poor Arthur. He never made it to Tahiti, and neither did we.
Nay. Okay. Well, I mean, I really don't see any opportunity for us to make it any direction without some serious effort. So maybe we should get back to the boys and maybe we can try the other direction.
Yep, that sounds perfect.
Okie dokie.
Oh no, you fell in the water.
Ah!
You lose.
Whoa.
Stoney's just like.
Fly.
All right, so you guys make it back to the rest of the group, the Kuatoa, Tyrell, Soul, and Sailor Sun.
Well, it's just a massive cavern. I'm just gonna safely assume the thumping noise is this beast's heart. So not really a whole lot of wiggle room over there. Can't really get anywhere. There's a bit of a, if we hop over the acid, there's a little crawl through space, but I think we should probably figure out and see what's on that other way. Hopefully these mushroom guys aren't super mean. I say we try and talk to them first. Maybe we can portray that we mean them little to no harm.
I guess we have to be careful that they don't, just like forcibly try to make us ingest them, because then we might lose our bearings on what we're doing. I've heard stories.
Okay.
Just watch out. Like, they start coming for your mouth,
Be
or
cool.
other orifices. I don't know.
How far away is that other ledge across the acid?
I'd say it's probably, I don't know, 15 gnomes, not even. Yeah, 15 gnomes is probably about accurate.
What's everybody's jump stats?
Probably not 15 gnomes, but we could probably echo and use the rope.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna like tightrope walk over this. Oh gosh. Okay.
Hang upside down, just like. I'd assume we'd want to approach it from that side instead of the other side. Looks a little less convoluted. I see a little baby shroom. I would hate to get too close to that. Don't know how
Yeah,
territorial.
he might just jump right for your face.
I mean, you just don't know. Or it
Yeah,
could
I
explode.
agree. Yeah.
I'm just gonna echo okay to the other side.
Yeah, we're just waiting for you to make the first action.
Oh, yeah.
Detective Easter, like
Okay.
he's done it 1,000 times before, just pops over to the other side.
Do you take the or
Or I mean,
move,
it's a
I'll
magic
move up.
rope.
I'll move up the ledge so that
You
way
could make
maybe
it.
it's more room.
can make it-
Oh, that's a good
You
idea.
can make it attach up high, and we could swing across. I mean, it's a magic, right? What are the capabilities?
I mean, only one of you needs to get across, and then I could echo locate to the other side and hold until everyone's made it across.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, can the rope like magically not tie off to anything? Just tie off to midair? I mean, just swing across.
I'm not a wizard. I would not know. Tyrell?
That doesn't hold any. No. No, can't
It's
do
a
that.
magic rope. It's not a flying rope.
Yeah. I mean,
Alright.
interesting concept, but we're not there yet. I think
Okay.
we'd have to discover another dimension first.
All right. Plan one. Throw your rope over there.
I mean, if we want to try to do some research right now, I'm willing. I just don't know if I have the resources available.
No. I think we can read books together later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have Plan A then, or maybe Plan B. Maybe Plan A really should be, investigating other dimensions, because that does sound interesting. But we'll go Plan B.
You do think to yourself, the only person who maybe had something that could get into another dimension easily would be the phase sword that you came into contact with, but you don't really know where Tug is at the moment, so
Yeah. And also, I am a little concerned that if we decide to slowly crawl across this thing, the acid monster might just be like, bah! And just grab us. So think about that as you're crawling over the
I don't want to think about that. So I'm not going first. Nose go. I don't remember what to do. My finger's on my nose. I know I'm supposed to do that. All right, and I'm
Perhaps we put the person with the rope up on the second ledge so it's much higher up.
yeah.
the Kuatoa sort of grab the rope from you, Tyrell, and make their way to the top, and how many of them? There were like 4 or 5 of them with you, I think. they grab the rope and are ready.
Well, I think we should just be nice and let the Kuatoa go ahead and let's get a couple of them over there.
So Detective
So,
Easter
wait.
already has the rope on the other side, I assume.
Yeah. While they were going up there, I tossed it to him.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess he'll need to toss back.
The Kuatoa shimmy across very slowly, very carefully. Everybody's kind of keeping their eye. It's especially easy for the Kuatoa with where their eyes are, but they make it across, all 5 of them, no issues.
I give a little golf clap.
All right, I'm gonna hop right on.
All right. Give me an acrobatics check.
Oh God. Fuck.
Is that like athletics?
It is. Acrobatics. Acrobatics is dexterity, though. It's not strength.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I've got athletics as a skill, so I don't know if I could use my proficiency for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say rope is acrobatics, not athletics, but
Whatever, dude.
All right, did you make it?
Hold on. So what did you say it was for?
dexterity modifier.
Dexterity. Okay.
But that's only if you're proficient in acrobatics. that you
Right,
get
right,
there.
right. Yeah. Which I'm not. Okay. It's just a 14.
Yeah, you make it, no problem. Magic rope does a lot to assist you on your way across. You get the sense that you would have to critically fail in order to have something go wrong. For the sake of that, we will do that for 5 of the Kuatoa. None of them died. They all made it. So who's next?
Ian's pretty good at critically failing, so I'm not super confident he won't critically fail here.
It's my time to shine.
All right. Give me a roll.
I'm going to use my staff as a balance
Oh, you're going to walk on the rope.
that I
Okay.
hold.
What?
Well, how are you guys getting across?
How'd you do?
I don't want to say.
As long as it's not a 1.
I was gonna say it's a 2, isn't it?
It's a 3.
Ah.
So, on
Alright.
your walk across with the staff, at first it seems like a really great idea, but as you get about halfway across, you run into some issues. The rope's doing its best to assist you, but you get the sense that the rope doesn't like being walked on, maybe. So you sort of don't really fall, but you sort of go to your arms and legs wrapped around it and then shimmy across with the staff. So it's not the most graceful of things, but you manage to not be in the stomach acid, and you've made it across. Tyrell, at this
Pulled an Anakin Skywalker.
at this point, the rope has fastened itself to some of the like craggy rock surface on the other side, so you're welcome to walk across if you would like to continue the
Sure.
trend.
Yeah, as beads of sweat profusely run down my face and I can hear nothing but the beating of my heart, I'm totally ready. I know the rope doesn't like to be walked on, and as long as there's still enough clearance, I'd like to still. I thought everyone else just use their hands and just kind of monkey across. I don't know if that's the
Mhm.
Hands
TC's
and
turn.
feet.
Hands and feet.
Hands and feet.
Hands and feet. That sounds great. I want to do that.
All right, give me a roll.
All right, D20.
Jesus.
That wasn't a question. I'm looking for it, and I thought if I said its name that I would find it.
It's
Uh-oh.
Thor's hammer.
Oh, shit's right here. Okay. Yeah. There we go. That's a pretty good 19.
Oh yeah, you and your rope know each other well. You made it across, no problem. It's funny to me, all you guys were so nervous. I mean, you have. I mean, I know it's not impossible for it to happen, but the odds are. Yeah.
Ever in our favor.
I just mean they're.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah, sure. But you're ready to cross.
No one got that one. Okay.
All right. I vote Detective Easter. Lead us to vengeance. I don't know what we're looking for.
I lead them to vengeance.
Okay.
So you draw your sword very slowly and start to walk. No. No, you very cautiously approach with a well-practiced professional caution. As you approach, you get a little bit better look at these myconids. They do seem to have adorned themselves in some manner of clothes. There's one with a staff with a rather large like bauble, like a what appears to be a giant pearl in the clutches of this staff. There's like some ropes and twigs. The mushroom cap on its head is especially pointy as opposed to the other ones, and this one looks the most like humanoid, but its arms actually reach all the way down as to the ground. Like it's still standing upright, but its arms are extremely long, and you can see some smaller spores and stuff sticking off of it. But the one with the staff sort of approaches and nods to you, just like sort of lowers its staff a little bit and like dips its head and raises back up.
I reciprocate.
Oh.
It sort of moves one of its big arms for you to come a little closer to it.
Okay, I'll move closer.
As you move closer, you can see sort of in the air now, it's slowly starting to like disperse what appear to be like little fungal mists out of its head spore. Like underneath its giant cap, this stuff is sort of like billowing out, almost like a fog machine from underneath its cap. And you can see the like little fungal spores as it's starting to like enter its feet. Like it's in a cone essentially of this mist, and it keeps beckoning you a little bit closer. You're still at a distance where that's not hitting you or anything, but it clearly wants you to step into this mist.
Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is like I have like a spare large cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to trim off like one of the, or just like a little bit, and use it as like a face mask.
Okay.
So I don't breathe in these spores.
Sure. Okay, so he sees what you're doing with the mask, and he sort of like shakes his head, like, and his hand in a left to right motion. He like sort of gestures with his big hand to like he's like wafting the spores into his mouth, like in his nose, like he's trying to communicate and encourage you to like inhale this stuff.
What did I tell you guys?
Let's get one of these Kuatoas, take a big old drag of that.
Yeah, I'll take a step back and
Okay. So
just think about it for a second.
as everybody else is kind of debating it, you see one of the, more brave Kuatoa sort of step through the crowd of more shy, anxious ones and sort of step into the mist. You see it sort of envelop him. You see it go into his gills, and he sort of coughs a little bit, but sort of stands there for a minute and appears to be still and like not dead. He's still upright, but he's kind of almost petrified, it appears. The fungal creature, the humanoid, the myconid, it also seems to be in kind of like a trance-like state.
Are they having sex? Like spore sex?
They're not physically touching each other. They're just
How much? You're flirting.
Hey, can we look at
yeah.
the eyeballs? Like I want to see if they have like if they're like just tripping.
the
Maybe
eyeballs
their
of
eyes are
what?
still being moving.
The Kuatoa?
Yeah, I want to see the Kuto eyes. Like, are they like moving around? Like, can we tell? Or are they just like, is it just like full petrified, unmovable?
If you move up on the left, you can try and get a better look. You kind of have to crouch to get up there, but you see the Kuatoa's eyes, but they're kind of like a fish. They have that extra eyelid. It's kind of like it's up at the moment. It's like it has its eyes closed.
Yeah, can we make it around without being in that spore
Yeah,
spot?
yeah. There are ones further down the track, but there don't appear to be any on the very top layer.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up to the top layer and try to, I guess, move past.
Okay. The
Yeah. The spore cloud seems enticing. Maybe it's gonna help us in our journey. Maybe these are like guardians of wherever we're going. But
I know, right?
a little
Maybe this
sketchy.
is the only way to like transcend to the plane that we need to be in to talk to who we
Or
need to.
maybe it just hurts us and then.
It might do both.
It's a gamble. Yeah. You know, it could get us through some of the more potent fog in the in the belly of the beast, which is the direction we might be going, and it could help
Let's
us.
do
And
it.
these
Let's
are
go.
cool bros.
Do
Or
we-
to kill us, and we
do-
shouldn't do this at all. So.
Do we think there's a way we could contain some to bring along with us, or do we know like with that?
So you guys do notice as you're moving up onto this that the other shrooms are starting to emit spores as well. It's not a
Okay.
big effect. It's very localized to their like own proximity. I would say it's not, any greater than their arm's length, and they all vary in size. So the little ones have a smaller area, and obviously the larger ones have a larger area. But the breathing that's occurring, the like in and out of the air of this tunnel, you can see it does sort of ebb and flow. So it's, you don't want to be in front or behind these things. You want to be off to their side because of the way that the airflow is working through this tunnel.
So that sounds like we don't want to breathe it in.
Well, I'm just telling you the direction of the wind and the spores. I'm not telling you what the spores do. Right now, the
Well, if we
Kuatoa
really
is
need
still
to-
in the trance with the leader one.
If we really need to get through it, I've got something we can use, but I think we just need to take it slow. Maybe,
Yeah.
See what happens with Kuto in the next couple minutes.
Can I leave a tin can with this Kutoa and he can like yell through it, and maybe we'll hear him?
Maybe if
he
you had
wakes up.
sending stones, but
Oh, that's what we need.
they
Then we
appear
have to
be
give those up.
deep in
But we
thought.
can't understand Undercommon, so
Well, it doesn't matter. A sound would be good. Be like, oh yeah, that's that guy.
Fortunately, the Kuatoa that speaks common is with you guys. So this Kuatoa just speaks Undercommon, but the other four are still with you. So
Okay.
okay. Well, I say we just inch past a little bit. Kind of just take some inches backwards. See if Kuatoa is gonna.
I'm gonna try to disguise myself moving forward. I still have my costume from our party of the Kool-Aid Man, and these guys look like Kool-Aid men, so I'm gonna put that on.
Sure. All right.
Careful.
You're actually very. They do look like Kool-Aid men. I never realized that. But you move
I was just
forward
looking at my inventory.
in the very close confined space. You're kind of jammed up in the Kool-Aid costume, but it's working. Like you get the sense too that your coverings are allowing you to make sure you're especially careful when it comes to the spores in the air. But you guys creep along. The myconids seem to, pay attention to you, much like the slime, watching where you're going, but don't seem to engage. They clearly don't have as much of an interest in trying to get you to get into their spores as their leader did. But you guys make it all the way to the entrance of the next cave system. And what do you find? But you
Seems like they only
see...
think as much as their leader.
But what do you see?
Oh.
But you
I
see...
see a pot.
Yep.
See a pot.
Witches. Oh, the same witches, huh?
You do see a cauldron, and there do appear to be a couple dead myconids around the stew. There's like a obviously strong fire going that appears to be someone is cooking these things down there. But in the air, suspended by some organic tissue and threads, are what appear to be a right and left lung. Looking out into the cavern, you can see a walkway that sort of leads over to the left, and there is a walkway that leads over to the right where the fireplace is, but you'd have to little hop skip over and pass one of the mushrooms that is currently emitting spores.
Should we go check out the Mechanics?
Is there a way? So what would be the way down there, Christian?
The way down, the easiest way appears to be across the little gap here and past the myconids. There appear to be like stairs that lead down to the cauldron, but you can't quite see around the edge there just yet. You can just see the cauldron.
Brent,
we hold
I
our
can also
breath?
perform a minor illusion.
You can hold your breath, yeah. You can also do
How
a
many
detective
how many
history.
myconids are back the other way, like behind that one?
It appears 3 of the small ones, 1 medium-sized one.
Okay. How far can I echolocate? I could push it max up to 45 feet, and then it would disappear if I echolocate.
Yeah, you could echolocate to about about here, I'd say.
Can I jump that little ledge right there? Easy
Oh
enough?
yeah, this is like
Yeah.
jumping a creek or something, you know.
I'll do that, and then my next action would just be to try to move down
Okay.
immediately.
So you're gonna move down from where you're at to move the echo as well.
No, I'm just gonna switch places with the echo and then try to go down the stairs.
Oh, okay. With your
Yeah.
Kool-Aid Man costume on. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Give me a survival check. It's a wisdom modifier.
Okay. It's not too good of a roll. Let's see what my modifier is. I got a 6.
All right. You actually make it past with your precautions. You manage to avoid the mist of the spores and everything, and sort of make it down the first step. Still can't quite see around the wall, but you sort of look back up to your companions and say that you're A-okay.
Wait, what sign do you use to tell us that? 'Cause maybe we can't hear you.
I said, oh
Yes.
yeah.
He uses the choking symbol because it means something different in Draconian.
That means okay in Tendraka, yes.
Okay, well, I'm just going to follow him, hold my breath, take a hop, skip, and a jump.
Okay.
Try and do it as quickly as I can, I suppose.
So I'm gonna need you to make a survival check with disadvantage.
I rolled a 13, then rolled a 20.
Okay. You make it past, you kind of hurry past, and you see the myconid, it's the second largest one in the hall, sort of look at you as you go past, but they don't make any move to, you know, attack you or anything. They just let you pass. You're now down.
I think I
with
see a
6
pattern
HP.
and I want to go next.
Okay.
Same thing. Hold breath, jump, skip, and skip to my loo.
Give me a survival check with disadvantage.
Oh, damn it. Oh, it was okay. That was a 7 both times, but I have a +2, so 9.
Okay, you make it past. You're down with your crew. That just leaves Sailor Sun and the
I shall do
Kuatoa.
the same thing.
All
I
right,
shall do
Alright.
the hop skip.
give me another survival check with disadvantage.
14.
You make it. No problem.
Ah.
The 4 Kuatoa. Oh, so in their passing, the one that speaks common and another fail to hold their breath. You see the mist sort of enter their lungs, and they sort of pause still like the other one and turn to the myconid with the glossed over sort of white eyes. And the other 2 make their way down to you, the ones that do not speak common but just undercommon. So there are now 3 Kuatoa currently in the tunnelway there with the myconid sort of group. You guys are free to move down.
I wanted to talk to the Kuatoa next to us, and guy, are you okay? Like your friends, they're just. Are you okay? Your friends, are they not?
They sort of look back at their friends, and they look back at you, and they sort of look at each other, and they kind of give a little bit of a shrug and a nod, and
Why don't you say anything?
they speak undercommon. They
I know. I'm just messing with them. Okay, we can continue. It was a bad bit.
So, how are you guys proceeding down the stairs here?
Carefully.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching others.
So, as you're proceeding carefully down the stairs, you see a giant hand pick up one of these myconids about the size of the one that you just passed and plop it into the cauldron. It appears to be sitting down at the moment, but this appears to be a fire giant enjoying a nice mushroom stew.
Oh, great.
It hasn't noticed you yet, because you just saw its hand sort of reach out. It's like sitting in the little alcove that's just, beyond the wall that you're all currently hiding behind. But now you're between a fire giant and his stew and the myconids that were up in the tunnel. You see down below you is just the stomach acid. Directly across you, you can see sort of the many ledges over to the left that would have led to other platforms and things. It's up to you guys how you proceed here. You do notice, with the rocky, craggy face, you could climb just about any of these surfaces, but it obviously would take a little bit of dexterity and constitution to hold on.
I guess this guy's just been stuck in here potentially. Maybe he really likes it. Maybe he also wants to get out. But I don't know if there's any I'd want to do a little secret detective work, looking around. Are there signs that he is an angry fellow? Maybe he wants to fight. Are there weapons? Are there?
So you can't see
explosive barrels.
Any weapons, but he does appear to be adorned in some armor of some kind. You see some broken barrels. It appears that he's set up shop. You do notice the whiskey barrels from your shipwreck. He has commandeered those, and they are sitting currently along the fireside. You can see also just beyond, there's a bunch of broken and open crates which appear to have seasoning and spices, and there's no livestock or anything that you can tell, but with the donkeys being in here, you could maybe assume he's also got some other materials for his stew. But it looks to be that he just sort of collects what comes in the ships and makes his meals out of it.
Guys, I think we need to go charge him for all of the supplies that we've given him.
Man, it'd be great if there was like a decanter of endless water you could hit a fire giant with.
If
we-
only.
Do we think he's gonna actually be mean when we cross by, or do you think like maybe we just walk by nonchalant? And, oh, hey, if he wants to
I'm gonna
use
echolocate
minor-
up to the top.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So,
I
like-
can use a minor illusion to see how he might react, but
So like up here, Kobe?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just up there.
Okay.
That way I don't have to do a dexterity
Yeah.
check.
Sure.
If we're gonna try and sneak by, I think we either need to do a minor illusion and see if you can create the biggest looking mushroom guy in front of him close to the edge, and we scurry behind, or echolocate guy in front just to get his attention so we can scurry behind him.
Now, what
Okay.
about an echolocation with the Kool-Aid Man outfit out in front of him that could lead him off the edge? It looks like a mushroom, but maybe he just walks off the edge to try to grab it.
I guess yeah.
Could you throw it onto your echolocate?
So it looks like me, however I look. So if I'm wearing it, it looks like me out there.
Truth.
I like the idea of having something that he's not used to out here to see how he reacts, because that'll tell us if he's like immediately like, just bad to the bone and wants to fight, or if maybe he's just like chill.
kill to the bone.
Well, at least the touch. Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
What are you
I
saying?
say we try and be sneaky.
What if he just gets mad because we're trying to be sneaky?
And then we can approach him and be like, "Bro, you look really, really big."
And then
And
he's gonna
trade
get
for it.
offended because he's like,
Mhm.
I'm just a soft soul.
And then we can talk to him. Kick our feet back, have a
I
little
guess.
chat. Maybe
I
drink
like
some of
the-
that whiskey.
I like the throwing out a locate dude though. So
Tyrell, you think back to the only other giant you've ever seen, and that was the giant's bones, where you first met the zoo warriors, and you think to yourself that this giant is considerably smaller than that one, but this is more like the size of the hill giant that you encountered with the scarecrow, the very first campfire session you guys had outside the town of Chode.
oh
Oh, that thing was scary.
yeah.
So I've been told.
I was gonna say, I think Tyrell's the only person that. But you can, take that information and do with it what you will. But
I mean, of course, with giant's bones, it was just not like you said the same size. It was mostly like there was the advocates for. It was just the bones, so there's no telling if it was. At least I don't recall the lore or the stories, the
Mhm.
tales, if that was a great battle against. So, I guess knowing the most recent giant of regular stature, it was more of a yeah, he was mean. Let's be sneaky. Let's go.
Sneak snake.
okay, so you guys gonna climb up the rock face then, where Detective Easter is, or did he take up the magic rope? We'll just expedite that and say he took the magic rope, and you guys are all moving along very carefully.
It's a routine.
You can get up a little bit higher, but the rocks start to separate. You will have to make some jumps here and there. But the best path so far along is along his backside. He appears to be sitting down on one of the lower tiers. You realize you will have to be careful or distract him with something as you get further out on the edges here. But as you're looking across too, you do notice a large amount of stomach acid coming from the ceiling that kind of comes down in pillars. It also appears to be melting over the rocks in the direction where you're headed, but you don't know around the corner if there are higher pathways or ways beyond that.
Well, that'd be some shit, wouldn't it?
The cheese fountain.
Yes, the cheese fountain. The glowing, piping hot
Radioactive
cheese fountain.
cheese.
Right. What do we think? We want to move in a group or one by one?
Like one by one, so we don't step on each other's
Yeah,
toes.
probably one by one.
Okay. You guys really don't have much of a problem. The breathing is doing a lot to mask your footsteps along the craggy sort of exterior of the interior of the dragon turtle. You guys can make it all the way around till about here when you realize that as you go forward here, you're going to have to either distract him or just try and hope he doesn't look that way, but you know, you're going to start to enter his peripheral vision is all I'm getting at here.
So I will echolocate down to a lower level that's closer to him, but still behind him.
So like down here kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like right here.
I say, if all else fails, Ian, you just need a thunderstep right on his face, and it'll just blow his face up, and then you just get the F out.
And then I'm gonna shoot my echo out across from him, and then slowly, mentally just push it around to the side into his peripherals.
Oh, like you're gonna push it out from where you're
From
at
where
down
I'm
there?
out, from where I'm at, yeah.
You're gonna
So
push
we
it
wanna-
out like around here? Is
I
it?
think we're
from
too
from
late.
the other way, from the
Are we
other side.
Too late? Are we too late
From
on
where
this
here?
plan?
Is what you're saying?
I'm afraid of
Yeah,
this
like
plan.
I'd push out that way and slowly work around into his
Oh,
peripherals.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Gotcha. Because everybody else was coming along
Yeah, yeah.
the top, right?
They are along the top up here. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your echo is maxed out about where it's at now. You can
Perfect.
definitely move it down or whatever, or in front, but it can't go any farther back, so to speak.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll start to move it kind of like in a circle at the max radius, like out front to draw the attention of this fire giant.
Tyrell, you were having second thoughts, you said, as this thing...
Oh, completely. Because you're presenting like a figure. We probably had something less humanoid to throw out, but we're probably too late for that now.
I mean, the
It is
Kool-Aid
dressed in
Man.
the costume.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, not unlike
Well-
the Myconid, yeah.
I guess. Okay.
I mean, the Myconid that you're seeing on screen is very different than the one I described, but, you know, it's fine.
Okay.
But okay, as this thing sort of creeps out, are you doing anything in particular with it? Are you, like, trying to sneak past it, or are you trying to get its attention with your echo?
I'm just going to continue out to a circle until it notices it.
Are you approaching any specific landmark, or just following the
No,
edge?
just kind of along the edge. If my radius takes me out beyond the edge, then I'm going to, for right now, stay at the edge.
Okay. So you see it gets its attention. It doesn't stand up, but it turns its head and sort of its sword is leaning kind of by you, Kobe, against, or Detective Easter, by the wall, and it does sort of like feel for its sword like by its side with its hand while still keeping its eye on the sort of figure at the end. And you...
Okay, I'm gonna hold it there while and hopefully wait for the other guys to make it further.
Okay, you guys do have an opportunity here to make a move up. No
Yep.
need for a stealth check. The sound of the heartbeat and everything, or the lungs, has done a good job to hide you guys, as well as the distraction. You notice that you can climb some things to get a higher view, but it looks like as you step out onto the ledge here, everything, you know, beneath you is going to be covered in lava.
I mean, has anyone actually touched it yet? Is it like maybe we would be okay?
Yeah, you don't know.
Anybody want to? Does
Nobody-
anyone want to try?
Nobody's
it?
even poked it with anything, so...
Does it we need to be able to move forward to touch it, or can we move forward without?
You can climb up, is what I'm saying. Like, there's another ledge up above you. There's like a little alcove and another one.
If we're able to progress, I say we don't bother it as much as we can.
Yeah,
Like an ecosystem. All right.
I'm gonna jump up, take a look.
Okay. I will ask you guys for a stealth check on this one, because you are climbing up a organic rocky surface.
Rag.
Yeah, the aggro crag. Is it just Stony that's going up?
Yep.
Okay. Are you
What's
taking the magic
what's
rope
stealth?
with you? Stealth is dexterity.
Once I get up there, I'll have him toss it to me. I don't want that to deter or tangle me.
Let down your hair.
16. Up 15. Sorry, 15.
Yep, you make it up. No worries. You call for the magic rope, and it makes it up to you. The others follow up the magic rope, making their traversal a lot easier. No need for a check there. You sort of look out now that you have a better view on what's in front of you, and it appears like everything in front of you is completely covered in this stomach acid that is pouring from the ceiling. It's just cascading down and across all of the land before you, and there doesn't seem to be any ledges or anything that would provide a safe passage across. So you've kind of met with a dead end unless you can come up with some way around or through or past. About this time when you guys are looking at everything there, the fire giant appears to stand up very slowly with his sword in his hand. It's almost like he's trying to like hunt a rabbit or something, right? Like he doesn't know if this thing is fast or slow, but he's trying to move slow to maybe get a jump on it. He's obviously grabbed his sword and intends to put this thing in his stew. So he's like raising the sword up in the air, sort of going to like just let it fall by itself to fall on this echo. And as he sort of hovers it perfectly out in front of him, he lets the sword drop, and we'll see if it breaks the armor class of your echo.
18.
It rolled a 20.
Oh, we got it.
And
Echo will dissipate.
it's yeah, it got a 27 actually, so it squashed it. And when he lifts up his sword, he's surprised to see that there's nothing under it. And he sort of like looks at on the bottom of his sword and like looks at the other side of it, and then sort of like stands up and moves to the edge to like peer over the edge to see if it like fell into the stomach acid or whatever. So you got an opportunity
Yeah,
here.
so I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move down.
Okay.
And closer to him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna push my echo out in front into the lava, like it's like a little bit like down below, so he has to like bend over to look at it.
So it's like a sort of hovering out here in the air, so to speak?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
While this is happening, I want to come back down to the lower levels too.
Okay.
Not to the lowest level where they're standing, but that first level.
Like over here? Or where? First level. Like what do you mean?
Down two more.
Down here?
Yep, but more behind him towards.
Like where he was sitting?
Yeah.
Okay. So are the rest of you guys staying up there? Or are you coming down too? Tyrell? Soul?
Yeah, we're going down.
Yeah, going down swinging.
Okay. You guys make your way down with Stony as well. Detective Easter, as he sees this thing now hovering in the air, he sort of like plops down over the edge, doesn't even hesitate, and lands into the stomach acid and sort of wades across and tries to grab it with his hand this time. I'm going to roll for him again. Let's see. So 12's not gonna break the armor class?
No, I'm at 18 for that check. So I'm gonna move as he's doing that. When I have the opportunity, I'll move closer to the edge and continue to push my echo out further, letting the guys, if they need to get by, get by.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, as the echo pushes out farther, the first time he went to grab it, it like, sort of just didn't work. It was weird. It didn't quite feel right, so he's gonna try and approach it again, sort of wading through. He appears to be in like knee-high stomach acid, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him in the slightest. So the rest of you got your opportunity to move around here.
I just think like maybe this guy could help us out. I don't
You're
know.
more than welcome to go forward by yourself and chat with him.
I mean, he took a swing at the thing, which is a little concerning, but
If we're gonna do that, then we need to kill one of the spore things and bring it to him as like a good welcome.
do we need to do this or just go try to get the heart? I don't know. I guess I don't know.
So you guys are in the
Well, we
lungs.
can go the
at
other
moment.
way. So there was a. We don't know what's to the left before we jumped over the acid. And if we have to come back to talk to this guy, we will.
Yep.
Or we could loot his shit and just bounce.
No.
Just from the looks of it, it doesn't appear like there's much of anything of like value. Everything he has is pretty centered around food, sustenance.
Yeah, something tells me he'll probably just try and eat us, but he's also like a stomach acid guardian, so he might be able to help us, but
He's gonna make a grapple on the.
Ooh, I think he got me.
Yeah.
That's a 19. Yeah.
So he
So-
grabs it once again, and it sort of this time he's like
dissipates.
he seems satisfied. He's like, "Ha! I got it," kind of. And he looks at his hand, and it's gone. And he like looks at the backside of his hand. This time he's starting to get kind of visibly frustrated, and he kind of like smacks his sword on the like stomach acid, and you can see it sort of splash up against the rocks or whatever, and there's a little bit of like sizzle and steam to it. But he's like looking around at his feet now.
okay, while he's frustrated, I'm gonna go ahead and go back towards the jump spot,
Okay.
hold my breath, get back over there.
Go ahead and give me another disadvantage roll. See if you make it past.
Pretty good, 16.
Okay.
A 19 and a 16. Keep
You-
these rolls going on.
You make it past the little hop, skip, and a jump. The rest of you trying the same?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine here if we're not like, if he's just going back to check on something. I mean, he's gonna come back.
So
I can go just look if you guys want me to.
So
Yeah,
are
it
you
doesn't matter to me.
are you staying where he's sitting? Because now that the echo's gone, it's probably not much longer before he gives up his hunt and returns to where he was sitting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna try to book it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Let's move forward.
I was gonna try to book it when I got close, echolocate to the other side.
Detective Easter, just give me a normal survival check on your way past.
Well,
No problem.
Is that just because he's wearing Kool-Aid Man?
I think so.
He has covered his mouth with something. You guys, where you're at now, Soul and Tyrell, you are hidden from the fire giant. If he does decide to return, you're in the same little alcove you were before. So you don't have to proceed forward if you don't feel like it. You're kind of in that limbo spot where you're not too close to the myconids and you're not too close to the fire giant. As that sort of
Yeah, might as well
happens,
keep moving forward.
okay, the fire giant does sort of return and like getting
He's
out
so
of
fast.
the pool.
The
He's
lava met
slow and lumbering as he climbs out of the. No. Go ahead and give me a disadvantage survival.
9.
You still make it. No issues.
Before I jump over, did I notice, like, whenever he came out of the acid pool, like, I would imagine some of that kind of dripped off him as he's walking?
It did.
Did any of it get near any of the contents? There's, like, wood crates and barrels and stuff. Do I notice, is it, like, sizzling? Is there any, like, smoke coming up? I want to see, like, if there's, like, any kind of noticeable...
He
The
did,
lava's,
in
like,
fact,
rough.
walk right past some wooden crates and the actual, like, wood that he's using for the fire, and you saw that it ignited both the wooden crate and the logs.
Oh, cool. This stuff's just fine, guys.
It appears to be like a sticky heat kind of thing. Like it is stomach acid, but it is like a magma almost.
Okay, so same for me.
Same for you. Disadvantage. Survival.
Gonna be a 12.
You make it.
Hmm.
So you're all
Should
4.
should
out
we
of
try
10.
to save the other Kuatoa? Or I was thinking I might throw a knife at the mushroom.
So you pass by, and you think to yourself that there were 2 Kuatoa standing there, and they are no longer standing there. The same Myconid is there, but the Kuatoa are no longer there.
Are there more mushrooms? than
There are
were
not more
before?
mushrooms. They're, as
That
best
was a
as
good
you
question.
can tell, the same
Is
amount
the
of
mushroom
mushrooms.
bigger?
The mushroom is not bigger. It's the same size as it was before.
I mean, did you take a picture?
Does he look full?
He doesn't look any different than he did the first time.
Okay, here's my theory, guys. You take you ingest the spores, and you go to what seems like sleepy by nighttime, but then you get transported actually physically to the location that you need to go to. I
Well,
have no evidence.
on your way
Those
past,
dice just go everywhere.
I know. It's because the ground's uneven. On your way past, you lose yet again another Kuatoa to the spores as it stands still and seems to enter some sort of trance in front of the Myconid. There's only one Kuatoa left with you guys, and it does not speak common.
So I have a stiletto knife
Mm-hmm.
that I had picked up before. I'm just gonna try to chuck it at the shroom that put the Kuatoa in the trance.
Okay.
I could just throw my trident and I'll get it back.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but I just went ahead and did it. Alrighty. May not be the best throw in the world. I got a total of a 9 because I don't think I'm proficient in a stiletto knife.
Yeah,
So I got 9.
definitely not throwing it either. So as you throw the stiletto knife, you know, it's a bad throw. It's not great, but the knife does hit its target. It just hits with the wrong end, and it hits it with the butt of the stiletto knife instead of the pointed end. You can see the Myconid sort of like shrug a little bit from the impact, and it kind of looks at it as it's hit its weird, like, spongy giant flesh, and it sort of pokes at it with its long arms or whatever, and it picks it up and sort of looks at it and appears to, like, put it in a pouch on its waist, and sort of turns and looks at you, and it, like, turns its head a little bit to the side, like, kind of puzzled, and it sort of takes that same knife out of the pouch, and it holds it up, and it, like, it sort of extends its arm like it's trying to give it back to you.
Yeah, no, it's trying to lure us in for whatever it's gonna do. What do you think, Stony? Should we trident it and try to save this Kuatoa? I imagine it'll be dead by the time we come back.
What if it makes a big noise? I know it hasn't given any indication of that, but we haven't poked it wide open yet either, and we're real close to the monster dude.
If they're already in a trance, is there even any hope? I mean,
Well, if one of you were in a trance, I would try to save you.
I find that hard to believe.
I'm
It's hard
interested
to
in.
believe in anything after Tug.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, I can throw it over there.
Do you
see what
guys
happens.
even believe in life after Tug? Do the Kuatoa believe in life after Tug?
Can you sing that a little higher, please? I don't.
Oh, that just makes me sad because that was the song Billy was gonna sing if Josh ever died. Do you
As
believe
long
in
as you
life
hit
after
the correct,
time?
if you hit the correct share notes, I would be very impressed.
I had
We
death
can
songs for
auto
everybody.
tune it a little bit.
Um,
Okay. I mean, do we want to try and save the Kuatoa and bring them along, experiment on them?
well, I don't know about. I don't know what we
What?
do. We even know what we're saving from? We just know that they disappeared. We don't know that there's anything to save them from. Like I'd be interested in just watching. Like I'd sit and just watch and see what happens.
So you
Like I
want this
just
Kuatoa to watch the
Hmm.
one we have left to maybe watch its brethren something terrible
we
happen?
can't talk to it. I'll sit back and watch.
You know, some people thought that the Dragonborn were less, and they watched us in the streets just suffer.
I don't. It doesn't look like they're suffering.
Flashback. Okay. I mean, I could totally
Tony,
try that.
I think that you should try to save them.
Okay.
But
All right.
if the group does not want that, then we shall move on.
We're kind of out of their way too, so. But if they actually were there to help us, and then I strike one down, that might not be great either. I don't know. Here, I'll give
I
a.
would hate to think that these mushrooms are oppressing the Kuatoa.
Oh, you know what? The only other factor that has happened this whole time was early in the session was the goo monster that came up. Maybe that's what came up and swallowed up the other Kuatoa.
True.
That's probably what it was.
All right. What do you think? Should I throw it or not?
I don't like that idea, but there's
Do you
three
want to save
other.
the Kuatoa, or you just want to watch it something happen?
I kind of want to just watch something happen.
Okay. Can we speed up the process, Dungeon
No.
Master? We sit there.
Are all of
And
you gonna
watch.
sit there and watch?
Sure.
Okay.
I can't sit here and watch. I'm gonna carry on and keep looking. I can't sit there and watch if he
Okay.
dies.
So you guys can elect to move on or stay behind and watch. You're not sure how long that will take for whatever it is that's gonna happen, but you're in a
What
nice.
does the Kuatoa used to do that's still alive?
What does the Kuatoa
Yeah.
do that's still alive? It seems to want to stay behind and watch with Tyrell.
Okay, cool. I was just curious what he was gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna move along.
Okay.
Just gonna.
Stony, you
I don't-
staying
I
behind
can't
with the
bear to
Kuatoa and
watch.
Tyrell?
Yeah. So I guess I'll watch not only to protect Tyrell, but also to, if it decides to try and consume it, then I'll throw the trident.
Okay. And
Actually, in prep, then I mean, is it in a location I could like wrap the rope around its leg?
you could definitely sneak it
Okay.
across. Yeah.
I want to do that then.
It's like standing, right around its foot, like wherever that little circle is, right there. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
All right, Tyrell, you have 5 minutes, and I'm taking off.
Okay.
Soul, what are you doing, Sailor Sun? Where are you going? You going with Detective Easter?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys make your way along the edge. It's pretty clear path, nothing to worry about. You get to step up occasionally every once in a while, but you make it through and around. There's a little like pathway here. It doesn't look like it, but you go through the little narrow thing. You squeeze through and you pop out onto a more flat sort of platform. And while you guys are there, you get a better sense of what's on the other side of the sort of cavern. Looks to be almost more of the same. The acid, though, is not nearly as much. It appears as if there are pathways beyond it, through it. You can sort of see some sort of weird flying creatures that appear to be like squid-like almost, that seem to go in and out of vision, like sight. They just seem to be sort of hugging the walls. But then you also notice that there are a pretty easy stair steps up to a ledge where you see another one of these winged squid creatures flying, but the ledge does lead right up to the top of one of the lungs and the corresponding sort of organic tissue that's tethering it to the walls. So you've got a couple different pathways to go here. You can, go across the room, it looks like, if you need to, and make your way what looks like to the other spire, which also leads to the top of the lungs. Or you can go up the stairs behind you to the very first set.
What do you think, Sailor Sun? What should be the next action that we take?
I think we head up to the next step.
So
I shall follow your lead.
So you want to go up to the stairs here?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you are approaching these stairs, you can get a better look. The squid-like creature that you saw from down below, you see it almost like in a poof of ink, but not quite, more like a cloud of dark, like energy or something. It disappears into the caverns up above and is no longer visible. So you guys can proceed if you'd like to the edge. But before you do so, I'll let you mull it over as we check back in with the other group over here. So, just about as Stoney's to lose his patience here and getting a little itchy on the trigger finger of the trident, the Kuatoa that was in a trance sort of looks like it comes back to life. It turns around and it waves and sort of gives you the, like, come here, like, come over here. So the other Kuatoa doesn't hesitate, and it runs over to where the spore is, and hang on, I'll change this real quick. And it also enters the mist of the spore and enters the trance-like state. The other Kuatoa is still what appears to be okay. Its eyes are returned to normal, and it's kind of beckoning you, Tyrell and Stoney, over to this mist that's emanating from the cap of the Myconid.
Should we just pull his ass back to the side?
You can.
He's still like just zoned out, right?
The one that's beckoning you over is not zoned out. He appears to be in a conscious state.
Oh wait, okay, so I totally misunderstood this. So, the one we've been watching, the one that's got a rope around his ankle,
Mm-hmm.
he's beckoning.
Yeah. He appears to be okay. He snapped out of the trance, turned around, and called to the other Kuatoa, which came over and went into the mist and is now in the trance-like state currently.
It opens up a portal.
But he's still there. Can I beckon him to us to see if he'll come to us?
Yeah.
And he does nothing.
No, he
Oh.
approaches. Let's see if he makes the jump. We don't need to worry
We
about that.
lost our English speaker.
So he
I
approaches.
just want to give him, like, hands up, like, questioning, and thumbs up, like, are you okay?
Yeah, he shows you the shaka. He's awesome.
Okay, I want to, like, point at my eyes and then point out to the vastness and see if he sees any differences. Like, give him the, do you see, question mark, hands up, like, anything look different?
He sort of looks out at the vast, and then he looks back at you and sort of gives like a shoulder shrug.
Can I ask him to touch the acid?
Like how do you motion for him to touch the stomach acid?
Like, I'm gonna show my hand
Uh-huh.
and then act like I'm dipping it into the acid, and then same thing, shoulders up, questioning, like.
He sort of like puts his head back and looks at you like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I was thinking maybe that'd make us immune to the acid.
Yeah, that's another good thought. This probably makes more sense than all the crazy, like, portal surfing I'm thinking of.
While you guys mull it over, we'll jump back over to the other crew.
Yeah. Storyline B. Yeah, there you go.
Give it a couple minutes and I'll say goodnight to Teddy.
Okay.
Storyline B.
So back at storyline A, you guys can see the narrow passageway, the little like rock pathway. It's only about 1 wide. It reaches out and sort of just over the edge. You can see within like sword's length, this very sinewy kind of tether that this lung is like hanging from the top of the inside of the turtle.
Detective, does that lung? No, I've never seen one, but does that lung look like a dragon?
Can I get a perception check to see if I think that that's a different organism than a lung?
Sure.
I rolled a nat 20 on my lung perception. What a great time to use it.
You know that this may appear like a dragon, scaly and thorny, and it does have that sort of texture that you've seen on the emerald dragon, but this is more raw and sort of unkempt. While it does appear to have the same scales as a dragon, you know that this is in fact a lung, and I was merely limited by the structures that they give me in the game that you're currently viewing. So, yes,
Son, it's not who we are on the outside, but it's what our entrails look like on the inside, and I would say that this looks like a dragon's entrails.
But very astute observation for metagaming. Yes, it is 2 dragons put together. Yes.
Hey, you never know. I mean, that could have been us just all of a sudden getting into a fight with 2 dragons.
It's a good thing to check when it comes to dragons. So.
Technically 4 dragons if there's 2 lungs.
Right.
Taylor, son, do you think it would be so badass if we took out the tissue connecting to that lung? Or would that be unwise?
I mean, my first instinct is to, yes, do that. We should, but will it increase the lava to rise, overflow, and kill us? Or all the other creatures to figure out where we're at and, again, kill us?
Well, I will not back down from a battle should other creatures come, but should the lava appear, I will try to hightail with you, and hopefully the rest of them can make it. But that's certainly a risk that we may not have to take. I will defer to your lead and your moon wisdom.
I wonder. It seems, if you can wonder how a body works, about the middle high section of the body. Should we keep going down as we have been, or should we in fact find a route up to maybe possibly leave out through the mouth?
Well, the backside, of course, is going to be quite the stinky affair, and if we leave through the mouth of any sort of dragon, there's sharp teeth involved. And perhaps some of the acid would be split out either way. Maybe some fire butthole, or maybe some fire mouth.
Sailor Sun does raise a good question, though, in that how do you guys plan to escape the inside?
I mean, I guess we could cause a rumble in the tummy.
Well, I mean, it doesn't need all of its lungs. Like you can survive with 1 lung. That's why we have 2, or some creatures more.
Sure. I wonder if we push ingestion of some kind for it to want to vomit us out.
There might be a way to do that. Might be able to upset its stomach a little bit.
Do we have any detonators?
Hmm.
I don't I don't recall anyone having detonators in their pouches or anything, but
Does Tyrell have a detonator in his neck?
you guys got those removed, I believe.
Yeah, we
Tyrell
did.
would have been the only one with it still, if anybody had it.
Am I
just-
that
I just-
old?
I just wondered if we had a means to make our way back up towards the mouth, but then be able to rupture a lung or something that would cause the dragon turtle immense pain that would throw us up.
I don't know if I have anything that would do that. I have a little bit of the tobacco still from that I grabbed from the ship.
Sailor Son, go ahead and give me let's say, let's do a perception check, I guess. Yeah.
My house is getting poured on right now, and looking at the radar,
Really?
it looks like it's just a little blub right over battlefield.
Huh.
That's awesome. My yard needs it.
Or
so
that was
bad.
me.
What'd you get on your perception check?
I'm looking. I accidentally dropped it on the ground like an idiot.
Oh, it doesn't count.
Oh, found it. 13.
Okay. You think back to when you first entered the dragon turtle's bowels, and there was a mouth, like the esophagus, way up in the ceiling of the cave, but you don't know how long that esophagus is, so to speak, or how you guys would get up there. You would assume you'd need some sort of flying contraption or something, but you do think that there were other ships in that area that you didn't explore because you guys only were on your own ship. There was another ship, the one that was flagging you down with the white flag, that also got eaten by the dragon turtle. And you also know that with your encounter with the fire giant, there are obviously other ships and things that have been destroyed here. So you think to yourself, maybe you would be able to find some sort of salvage or something that you could build some kind of contraption, maybe with the help of your artificer in your group, to do what you wanted, but it's kind of a half-baked plan because you don't have all the variables yet. You don't know how you would get up into the esophagus, or if you would need to at all, but you do think that there might be some things worth investigating.
This is me thinking all that and out loud going,
Yes, exactly. Time passes differently in the D&D world. Just like that, we'll go and visit the B team.
Okay, hey, Stony, while I was watching the storyline be on the CW, I got think because I'm assuming I knew everything that happened over there a little bit, but I'm not supposed to, but I just did. I think that we gotta push forward with really testing. We gotta be scientists. We've gonna have to force this Kuatoa into the lava a little bit, just maybe a little bit of his shoulder, something that wouldn't totally be detrimental to him. We gotta test. Does that make him immune? Because if we're thinking about trying to get busted out of here, if we're causing a organic eruption in his body here, that shit's gonna go everywhere, and we're gonna be burned alive if we don't have immunity. So let's just do it. Let's just grab him by each shoulder and just dip one piece in and see if he's okay.
How about we just take his weapon, dip it in the water, then touch him with it?
That might work too.
So glad I left.
The Kuatoa is just kind of looking at both of you. It doesn't have to move its head because it has eyes on both sides, but each eye is just sort of staring at you guys.
Individually, each eye, one on me and one on him. Wow, that's talent.
The
Okay,
other
I'm gonna try and iterate more to him. I'm gonna get closer to him. Hey, like do the whole hand, point at him, point at my hand, and then point at his hand, point at the lava, touch it, and throw the hands up like question mark.
he looks
See
at
if it
the
gets the
lava
point
and he
across.
looks at you and he looks at him and he goes left, right, left, right, left, right. Like, no.
Yep, it's time to grab his shoulders.
Okay. Or can I ask him for his weapon?
He's not gonna give you his weapon.
You like describe to me what you're doing.
I'm gonna point at his weapon and then like touch my chest with both my hands and like, can I have it? Like,
He sort of looks at his
weapon.
and he looks at yours and he like you could tell he really wants to say no, but he like hands his weapon to you.
What? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna dip the very bottom of the weapon
You gotta be
into
really
the
fast
lava
about this.
and really quick. Yeah, really quick and touch like hit his calf, not his calf, but like his shin with
Oh.
it. Psh, psh.
Shin.
So
Like his shoulder.
you can tell that he's not thrilled about you putting his weapon into the stomach acid, but as soon as you lift the weapon up out of the stomach acid, you can see it's ignited in flame, and as you bring it over to him, he like backs towards the wall, and he is audibly like and visually like making fish noises and kind of frantically like backing up, but he realizes that he's cornered as you put the burning weapon to him, and he like sort of like his eyes roll back again in pain, and he obviously tries to move away from it as it's been searing his skin. You've just burned him with his weapon in the stomach acid, and you can see the other Kuatoa walk past the Myconids and into the group of them, and you see some of the other Myconids move forward. The one that's been still the entire time, who's still holding the stiletto outstretched, starts to come towards you, and you can see around the corner some of the smaller Myconids and things moving closer to you to these sounds of like duress.
Okay. I want to got some extra cloth, put it on his wound, tie it off real good. Give him some
He is
grit,
actively trying to push you away. He doesn't understand what you're trying to do with the cloth, and he's not interested. Like he's fighting you to just try and get away.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just gonna walk away. I don't know.
Okay.
Experiment failed. Okay. Now let's go, Tyrell.
Tyrell, are you following him?
I'm not satisfied, but I don't know what else to do. If we were for sure like that wasn't just a hot metal poking thing that caused him the burn, and not actually like there was some residue of the acid on it that actually touched him.
I mean, if you want to throw his ass in the water, then.
I mean, I kind of want to.
Didn't do it. He's weaponless. I'm still holding his weapon.
You could see he's obviously holding his leg where the weapon touched him, and
Yeah,
he's
and you did his leg.
actively in pain. He's like on the ground,
How's he gonna walk?
not quite fetal position, but
He touched his shoulder. He wouldn't be able to like move his shoulder or anything and fight.
Yeah, but he needs to walk. All right. Well, let's see what the mushroom guy's doing. Let's go.
so you're just gonna back up along Stony and just kind of watch from afar.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why we're storyline B. Let's go.
So you can see the bigger Myconid approach the Kuatoa, and it sort of puts the stiletto back in its bag, and it picks up the Kuatoa in its big arms, and it sort of
Gives a nice hug.
steps back into and walks it into the crowd of Myconids. The other smaller ones kind of stay around on the edge, but you can't see where he's taking the Kuatoa, but he took it back into the tunnel with the other Myconids.
What happened to the other Kuatoa?
That just a minute ago, before all this happened, it also walked into the cave. I think I was gonna say that, but you started to experiment and stuff. But it walked into the cave on its own free will. It also went out of the trance and walked into the tunnel with the myconids.
Okay.
I
Well,
have one last question.
Sure.
I can't help but keep noticing this small square. I don't know if that's just from design, just like how it turned out, or if that's supposed to be something I
Yeah,
need to go
that's not
investigate.
supposed to be there. No. So
Dang it.
there are gaps in the I can't I had to move fast to build all this. So
should we take one of the smaller ones? Do you have a bag?
Smaller.
Mike and Ike's, whatever they're called.
I mean, I don't like a Ziploc.
while you guys think about that, we'll go over to storyline A.
You think they would follow us?
I think if we make a bunch of noise, like we heard somebody, they would come after us. Yeah, we do know that. Sorry, it's storyline A. Shut up.
Detective Easter Soul, back at you.
Well, what do you say, Saul? Should we move forward with this or try to return to the group?
Detective, I'm going to ask you a very straightforward question.
Of course.
You have absolutely no idea what to do right now, do you?
I have no idea what to do. I was hoping that you would lead the way, and I was going to follow you and say that it was a great decision at the time. I'm hoping that your
Thank you very
moon
much.
wisdom shall lead us here in this dark time.
I must admit, I'm fairly positive neither one of my personalities has ever mentioned moon wisdom before, but
I shall try the other. And I pull out some dust and I blow it into Sailor Sun's face.
oh no. Oh. Hi, Detective.
Soul, what do we do?
Oh, where are we?
We have
You
found
quickly bring
ourselves
it back out
within,
and make me sneeze again.
within the clutches of a dragon turtle.
We
What?
stole a dragon turtle.
What?
We have been
Alright.
swallowed by a dragon turtle.
Okay.
It's just the two of us.
Oh no. What happened to him?
I'm just pulling your chain. Stony made it, a couple Kuatoa made it, and also the elf.
Oh, okay.
But before us, there is a question. Should we try to destroy the lung or not destroy the lung? And I've been waiting for you to answer. Sailor Sun said that you would have the wisdom to make the decision.
You gave all the context of that where we were at. And then you just asked me a question that I have no idea. The red pill and the blue pill.
Very simple concept. I don't know what you're missing here.
What do you think will happen if we destroy a lung?
You can never tell.
Works for me. Okay, let's destroy a lung.
God, lion turtle earthquake is gonna happen.
Perfect. If Soul says so, then let it be Soul. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and walk forward.
All right. Are you walking forward with him, Soul?
Man, I hope the B team shows up quick.
I'm pretty sure B team's about to die.
I think we should walk all the way up to the ledge. Just take a quick glance down, just to see potential problems.
Good idea.
So,
I knew
like,
your moon wisdom would come
look-
into play, Soul.
look down at the lung or look down across the...
Look down across the chasm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're not quite
The lung
to the...
looks like a dragon.
Where have you been?
I rolled a 20 to solve that earlier, Cameron.
So, Looking down, you can see the fire giant is stirring his mushroom stew with his greatsword. You can
Oh,
see.
and over there is Craig. Craig is the keeper of the stew.
Does he talk?
He's an asshole.
Man, a few words.
And as you look down where Tyrell and Stony are, you can see that more myconids have moved to the entrance or the opening, but the Kuatoa appear to be gone.
I just remembered I'm still in costume. And that's the first thing someone.
Yeah, so over this beautiful vantage point, there is still Detective Easter in Kool-Aid Man costume.
That was gonna be my next question.
That wasn't the first question you
Till
asked
now?
of Detective Easter.
By the way,
Harvey's good first question.
As we look over the lava, what's with the costume?
It just felt cinematic. I thought the costume fit the surroundings. I wanted to blend in.
So we are inside a body. All right.
Yes.
It was floating shroom things.
man, the amount
Those
of
be
trust
like
here
white blood
is
cells?
insane.
Shrooms are probably bad. You should not do drugs. Tyrell does drugs. That's why he's still down there.
We take back 18. I don't.
The creatures floating around, could those be white blood cells? And so if we do something, they'll attack us, but otherwise they'll leave us alone.
I have no clue how the interworkings of the anatomy plays out. I'm no scientist. But I will take your moon wisdom at face value.
Okay, so you did not take forensics as a detective, got it.
Yeah, there's no way to tell whose blood it is unless you taste it, and then you can tell, well, that may be, orc blood. That's how we do things.
Can our other friends see us?
I'll wave at them.
It's kind of hard to see through the mist, but they're looking. They don't even know where to look. They're not looking up high enough. You know what I'm saying? Like through the mist and everything, they saw you go along this path and disappear around the corner, but they never even once thought to look up on the ledge. So you'd have to shout at them to get their attention.
If you were to do some sort of magic that would explode this lung, what would you do?
What the fuck?
Part of me feels that you have been told that we need to kill this lung outside of game, and you're just really trying to get me to do it. Well, I wonder if I do a blast that will help us teleport to somewhere else after we destroy it.
That might be needed. Then again, we could have horrible repercussions if we were to disturb this lung. I have literally zero clue, which is why I have asked you for your help, and you have agreed to help me.
I also have to agree, I have no idea what to do in this situation.
Oh my god.
As you guys
Sometimes-
are deciding what to do,
Should we wait for B team?
you guys hear what sounds like a cloud of smoke or something coming through a cloud of smoke, and you turn around to see a squid-like figure, two of them essentially full carapace out and about to engulf both of you. We'll jump over to C team and see what they're up to.
C-Team, we dropped the level?
Well,
C
we
team.
dropped.
I'll take it. I'm about to get swallowed by a squid that I don't know about right
No,
now.
not you guys. It's yeah.
No, I know. That's why I don't care about A-Team.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, do we want to shout over to the giant and see if he can help?
Yeah.
He's pretty far away. He probably can't hit us, so maybe he is a nice giant.
Okay, here's another thought I had as
Okay.
we've been just standing here in silence.
It's all happening
Remember-
simultaneously.
No. Remember, we need time to reflect. When he walked through the acid lava, right? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was seemingly immune. Now that could be because of his own anatomy and upbringing and his belief system. I don't know, but
Because he's eating the mushrooms?
it could be. Yes, exactly. It could. He's been cooking the shrooms, and maybe actually ingesting them can give immunity. Like we need to find.
Finger up to my nose.
Hmm?
I'm putting my finger up to my nose.
Oh, okay. I actually have some experience with bad. I'll do it.
So you're gonna eat the small one? You gonna go grab the small one?
I think we need to cook it.
Well, there's a stew boiling down there if you want to try and steal some out of it.
I'd say let's just yell at the guy first.
We had our chance to get that too.
There's no way we're gonna be able to sneak down there in front of him and cook something.
Well, I mean,
Maybe
the stew
he's a
is
nice guy.
actively being made. Like, he's using his greatsword to stir it. Like, he's cooking
It's a
actively.
great sword.
It's a great sword. It is. It's the best.
But he's
I'm a
also
little
a fire giant.
I'm a little afraid
Yeah.
of. See, I
I'd
know
say
that's the other thing. Yeah, I'm
Pretty
like,
immune to hot things.
there's just such high risk of us having a party kill tonight. I don't know what to do. Like there's so many choices we could make that we're just all dead.
Sometimes indecision is the worst choice.
I think you guys have a million decisions at your option here. It's
I mean,
all
yell
of
at the
them
giant.
lead to
I'm gonna
death.
yell at the giant. I'm gonna yell at him.
all right,
what
there
do
he
you
goes.
yell?
Oh, master of fire!
I'm Turd Ferguson.
You see him sort of stop stirring and look up from his pot of stew. He's kind of like crouched over it, like in a catcher's position, right? And he's like using his greatsword to stir it, and he kind of stops and he looks up in puzzlement. You can see the like fiery glow of his eyes from behind his like faceplate, and he kind of like just continues to stare at you. He doesn't make any moves. He's not stirring his stew anymore. He's just staring directly at you.
Do you understand me?
You see him slowly nod his head vertically.
I hope that means yes here.
Yeah, that'd be super weird. Do you want to eat us?
He sort of slowly shakes his head. No.
Okay, cool. Hey, I'm Stony. My name is Stony. Do you need anything? Do you need some more mushrooms?
He sort of shakes his head slowly. Yes. He stands up and he sort of turns to you and he puts his fist on his chest, and like over the breathing air you hear like grinding magma rocks as his voice comes out, and he does his best to speak, and you can tell he hasn't done it in a long time, but he says, Balthazar.
I'm assuming that's your name. Is your name Balthazar?
He again sort of slowly shakes his head. Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
He's-
You look fantastic.
He sort of puts his like open hand on his chest and like pats it.
Can we come join you?
He sort of slowly shakes his head, yes. You hear him say, stew.
Okay. Do you want me to grab one of these mushrooms on the way?
He shakes his head. You hear him say, yes.
Okay, bud. Give us a couple minutes.
He sort of
All right,
squats
Tyrell. I don't know
back
if you
down
heard
and
any of
starts
that.
stirring again.
Yeah, I say storyline see my ass. Let's do this, and let's go get some shrooms.
Okay. All right. So we just need one. How many are by the mouth of the cave thing now?
There are 4. One
4.
about your
Okay.
size, 2 that are very tiny, like softball sized, and another one that's like the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
But while you guys
So
mull that over, we're gonna jump back up to D team.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm not slow.
bingo, we
Oh,
did
yes,
it.
it's okay.
And you guys kind of heard the conversation that went back and forth, but that was the exact thing that caused these dark mantles to fly out of the darkness and attack you guys. So I'm gonna need both of you guys. Actually, before that, yes, you need to. Let's see. I want to make sure I do this right. Da, 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 da. Okay, so I will need to roll first. Where are my dice? What the hell? Menu. Hello. No.
Looks like we're going first.
What's going on? Okay, resume. Yeah. Wonder if we lost connection or something. Well,
Can you guys hear Christian?
can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just
okay.
messing with you.
Don't do that! Don't do that.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm not.
Let me grab physical dice. Hang on.
What are you guys gonna do? Like, I know I can't really talk to you from here, like, actually, but it looks like a hell of a a diver platform. I don't know. You could just
Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure
Take
what's
the-
happening with the app, but I gotta die here.
Take- take the plunge.
Mhm. And I cannot be surprised by an enemy I do not see, so they do not get they do not get an advantage attack on.
They don't get an advantage, but it rolls a 16 on you, Detective Easter, and it rolls a 17 on you, Soul.
That is a miss for my armor class.
Okay. So as this thing sort of hits you, you manage to like throw it off of you, and it sort of poofs again in this cloud of what appears to be magical darkness, and it's gone. But what is your armor class, Soul?
12.
Okay, so it surpasses that. You are going to need to make a DC saving strength check to see if you can break free of it.
Oh, no.
Detective Easter is also free. We're not going to enter an initiative here or anything, but
I will attempt to help by, so I can use my fist as magic power. You know, they can do a magical punch, so I'm gonna do a ice punch
so
at the cloud.
let's see if Soul breaks free before the punch lands. So like I said, you're just going to need to make a successful DC strength check.
Alright.
You gotta beat a 13.
Oh gosh. All right, doing it now. I get scared. Oh, rolled a 14. Oh my gosh.
Hey, all right.
Oh
So
my god.
as you manage to like pull this thing off of you, you sort of use your staff to like, rattle around inside and manage to break free enough that this thing flies in the air. And as it flies in the air, Detective Easter, you punch it, and you can see that it sort of doesn't poof off like the other one, but it tries to go and hug the inside of the cavern. You can see it fly off into the steam, and you don't see it come back. But you guys get the sense that being up here on this ledge and exposing yourself for periods of time is going to attract these things. Like, you get the idea too that there's a large number of them.
Well, Soul, do you want me to call your counterpart out in case we see any more danger, or shall we use your moon wisdom to make any sort of action?
No, I think you just hit my moon wisdom by calling the other one out. I mean, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get some dust out and try to bring back Sailor Sun.
All right. I wish I could say it was a pleasure chatting with you. What happened?
We were attacked by giant squids of darkness, and we fended them off with grace.
All right. So I was thinking, down in the depths of soul, maybe instead of messing with the lungs, we just get back with our other half of our party.
Well, I shall follow your lead.
All right, so you guys are making your way downtown.
And the whole time, I'm gonna recreate the entire conversation I had again about questions of why Detective Easter is following me.
We will jump over to team number 2 and see what they're up to.
Okay. So we got big boy and little guy. Other
And
side, little
little
guy,
guy.
and a medium guy.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So I think we need to just kill the big guy. Let's not worry about him, and let's go take the medium-sized guy to the giant.
Yeah,
What
I'm
do
good
you
with
think?
that. What do you need me to do?
Get your rope ready, and if you need a
Ready.
little stabby stab, poke,
Yep. Ready.
get ready for that. Okay.
Got
So
dagger and a rope.
Yep. So I'm going to step up, and I'm going to use gust of wind at the big boy.
What is this, Pokemon? Sorry, go ahead.
So 60 foot long, 10 foot wide. So I guess 10 foot wide. So might as well try and blow off the little guy and the big guy on our side with the wind.
Okay.
So
Is there a check that they need to succeed?
Yep. So there's a strength check of 15.
The big one doesn't get it, and the little one doesn't get it.
Okay. So they're pushed 15 feet away from us.
Okay. They fall into the stomach acid, and you can hear a high-pitched whine as they slowly start to melt into the stomach acid.
Okay. Cool. And then I'm just gonna. I mean, I don't know what you want. If I can keep just going or what.
Yeah.
Not
you
just
do.
any sort of initiation or anything. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw the trident at the medium-sized one.
Okay. Just past the small one. Go ahead and
Yep.
give me a throw.
Yep.
A roll.
Not too bad. 17.
All right, you land. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Oh God. Hold on. I wish it was 17, but that is not what it is. It will be an 8.
All right. You skewer the thing, and it like its eyes are sort of wide underneath the cap. This is like a short, squatty one, and it like lands right in between, and the both far ends of the trident skewer its eyes, and it's dead on the spot.
Hopefully he wants him dead. I don't know. We'll
Yeah,
find
this could be really bad for us. And then this is gonna sound really stupid, but I'm gonna jump across, put my shield under my feet like a skateboard, and land on the small one and hold my breath while it happens
Okay.
to try and squish him.
Go ahead and give me attack roll and then a survival check.
Okay, attack is 16.
Okay, you land the attack. So as you
Am I doing
jump across,
disadvantage or not disadvantage?
this is with disadvantage, yeah, because you have no face coverings or anything.
Okay, 13.
Okay, so yeah, you jump across, you land with the shield on your feet, and there's just a big cloud, like a poof of the spores, and like a little squeaky toy noise as you land on it, and it's squashed flat.
That's amazing. I don't think my microphone picks up my laughs, but I laugh a lot.
I didn't hear you laugh, no.
Yeah. No. Okay. Well, cool. So I'm going to, pick up my trident with the skewered mushroom on it and kind of beckon Tyrell over.
Tyrell, you've just witnessed this mushroom massacre.
Yeah, I thought he needed my help, but alright. Hopefully the meat's still good. I'll try and not die again.
You're
Dip
fine.
my toes there. Okay.
Hey Tyrell, can you pick up the pancake on your way over?
Yeah, I'll have to look for a spatula. But
You guys.
You have a knife, don't you?
oh yeah, so I'll use that. Well, not knife. I've got a dagger. Yeah, I'll use that.
You take the mushrooms and you make your way down. Stony
This is
carrying
exciting.
the pumpkin-sized one, and Tyrell carrying the softball-sized one. By this time, you guys have made it kind of back around. Team Roman numeral 4 has made it back to the ledge here, and you guys sort of look down through the tunnel on your way passing, and you notice that all of the myconids are now migrating away. They're all moving down the tunnel, and they appear to be moving completely in the opposite direction of you guys.
I wonder what happened to the Kuatoa. Let's go catch up with the other guys and find out.
So you're not quite caught up. I just wanted to catch you up, at least in that sense. Back over to Team Z. You guys approach Balthazar. And Balthazar.
Okay, I'm glad you said his name. I was gonna call him Galgamesh. I couldn't remember.
He would have killed you.
I know.
So you
Is
can
that or Gargasol? So I didn't really know.
you can see
Barbasol.
Barbasol. You can see
Barbasol.
he's still in the catcher's position, sort of huddled over the stew, and he like grabs a barrel next to you, like a full-on keg, and pops open the top and pours it into the,
Nice.
The stew that's been cooking. And he says, and he sort of points his finger at the pot.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna walk over and kind of scrape off the. I was hoping he wasn't talking to me. He was talking
Yeah,
to.
this is a moment of truth where we find out:
So-
is he just the mushrooms, or is that just
Yeah.
the spice to your?
So
supple
Tyrell, are you
body?
still back over here, I
I'm
guess?
gonna take him as an honest man.
Yeah, I'll stay over there for now. Yep.
All right. So you put the mushroom in, and it sort of, pops and fizzles into the stew or whatever. He says,
Good.
Okay, well, this smells delicious. But, I'm kind of curious. What are you doing down here?
Eating.
Okay, yeah, no. This, it smells good. This, nice ambiance, some good glow of the water over there. I bet it's a pretty nice spot. So we got kind of trapped down here. How long have you been down here?
Not long. Few hundred years.
Yeah, no, that's just a couple more years than us. So we're actually trying to get out. Have you tried to get out, or you kind of like it down here?
Haven't seen you around these parts.
Yeah, we were stuck on our ship, so this thing, and I want to slap the closest rock to me, ate us. And so we were on our ship, kind of broken apart, fighting off some stuff for a long time, and we finally broke free and decided to kind of explore. And so now we're here. You're the first friendly face we've seen.
He sort of points at Tyrell and he says,
Friend.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no, he's my friend. Now he's your friend. He's our friend. We've got a couple more friends along the way too.
He sort of points at the stew and he's a little surprised to hear that. He says,
More friends.
Yeah, no, I think he's got something to add to the pot too. What do you say, Tyrell? You got something to add?
Yes. I'm gonna run over and whoa, don't run too fast. I want to trip. And then I will drop it in.
you plop it in. It's less impressive than the first, but
Well.
it's a different kind of mushroom. You feel like you've added something to the stew. There's a nice little smell, a nice aroma emitting from the stew. As you pop your mushroom in, the rest of
I'm changing out of my costume along the way.
Okay. That's probably
That's a good
move,
idea.
yeah. But as you guys make it down to the base of the steps, you see Balthazar, and he says,
More friends.
Yeah. After we got these two mushrooms, the rest of them took off. I don't think they're going to be partaking in the eating, so I think they're just going to hang out and have a chat. Is that okay?
he sort of nods his head, yes. He says,
Okay.
he says,
Okay.
Eat.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, is this like Cooking Mama? It's done that fast?
he's obviously been
Overcooked?
preparing it the entire time you guys have been here. And it's a pretty good simmer in there that he's got going, but he sort of seems to have a good control of the fire. He is a fire giant. He's got a good
it's like a
sensibility of it.
I don't know, probably easily a 50-year burn or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's never not been simmering in the.
Oh, so it's 300. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, he's been here only a few hundred years, so.
Okay.
He sort
I
of
imagine
once
that's
again says,
pretty hot.
Eat.
Now here's where we find out I'm whispering this in my mind. I guess I don't say that out loud. If it's in my
So
mind.
you're verbalizing internal thoughts just to, for our sake.
Sure. That's not really how that should work. Maybe can I make myself look like maybe I'm also thinking he's trying to fatten us up to eat us? All right, and then
I'll take a bite.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
go
you-
ahead.
All right. It is scalding hot, but not too hot for.
Hey, that's Kobe's specialty.
Yes.
I mean, I assume it's
Not too hot for a dragonborn,
detective.
but you take down the soup, and it is delicious. It is very tasty.
Awesome. Do I regain any HP?
Go ahead and give me a Constitution check.
Okay.
A survival
that.
check.
A butthole check. Let's see here. I
That's
have a
saving
total
for-
of 11.
Okay. It is very delicious soup. You feel like eating more, and you do have room to do so. You feel very warm throughout your body. It is like the definition of comfort food. You do regain any missing HP that you had. So you're back
Alright,
to max health.
As he's slurping it up, I'm doing the same,
Okay, go ahead and give me a Constitution check.
Oh, natural 20.
Okay. It's not quite as good as Detective Easter made it seem.
That just seems ridiculous.
It's, it's soup, but it's soup made by a fire giant with a great sword. Like, you know it for what it is, and it doesn't taste particularly amazing or anything. Just some kind of, like, you would describe it as gruel in your mind.
I'm gonna plop down and just like it's really, really good. I want to really impressionate that this tastes really good. It just is amazing.
Yeah. You continue to eat the very bland food, but it doesn't seem to have the home cooking good meal effect that it had on Detective Easter. Does anybody else take any bites or eating any? He is sort of looking at you, Tyrell, and Soul with the glowing red eyes from behind the scary mask.
Of course I want to take a bite. I'm gonna walk forward and take a nibble.
All right.
Do the spices get into Sailor Sun's nose at all if she's approaching?
There's no like spices in the air, so to speak. Like he's already poured those in a while back. But it's not the sneezing kind of spices. If they, there was a cloud of spices or something maybe, but this is all pretty well cooked in at this point. But go ahead and give me a Constitution check, Soul.
All right. 11.
Okay. This also seems to be some pretty damn good soup. You're with Detective Easter. This stuff is good. You feel very warm. It is a little hot for you, but you're tough. You put it down, and it's pretty rejuvenating. It also heals you to your max health. It just leaves Tyrell. He sort of points again. He says,
Friend, eat.
I mean, is it organic?
he slowly shakes his head up and down.
All right.
He says,
Mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm a little worried about it, but I think it's. I just. What else am I gonna do down here? Wouldn't be the first time I put something down my gullet that I probably shouldn't have, and this seems a better option than most. Not most, just my word. Okay, but I do wonder, like, how are they all been like eating this? Is there a ladle? Like, how are they?
you're adventurers. You're
Impervious
used to living
straw?
on the road. Everybody's got their spoons and their silverware and their sporks hidden away, That's every bit as
okay.
important as a good sword.
I'll take a good slurp.
All right, give me a Constitution check.
Got 13.
Okay. You're surprised. It is definitely organic, and it tastes pretty damn good. Much like Soul and Detective Easter. you kind of look at Stony, and Stony's really putting it down. So you are on the same train of thought. This is good. You feel warm all throughout your body. Your HP is all the way at max. You guys are feeling pretty good, pretty content. You feeling like sharing stories and things around the campfire. Like this is an unexpected, warm, little, cozy sort of safest you've felt since you were swallowed by a giant sea creature. And you're not really sure how you came to find yourself in a situation where you're feeling safe, but you do indeed feel secure.
Do I feel secure?
You do. You don't. I mean, you've got nothing to. The only thing that's really weird to you is the soup wasn't as good as you thought it was gonna be.
That is weird.
I'm wondering now. Like, there's this flame in front of us, and I want to extend my right hand, which is of iron, so it heats up, and just see if I notice it getting hot on the skin that's touching the iron hand. Like, I don't want to lay it there for too long, but long enough so I can. Do I notice? Is it hot?
Yeah, you can
on the skin.
You can see on your iron artificer's slick hand that it is starting to make the iron glow hot.
And does the skin that on my nub touching the hand, does it feel how hot it's getting?
Oh yes, it is. It is hard to hold your hand there, or your nub any closer than it's already been.
Okay, well I want to quickly like detach that for a sec, let that cool off. Just wanted to see if we're getting any heat immunity, but it doesn't seem so.
No, maybe the effects take time to really like permeate through the system or whatever, but he sort of sits down and there's a big like thud as he grabs what appears to be like a barrel that he's cut in half and like scoops a good like half portion out of the cauldron and begins to just like slurp it through the slots in his mask. And he sort of looks down and he says,
Who are friends? I'm Balthazar.
Hi, Balthazar. I'm Taylor's son.
Yeah, my name's Stony. I mean, this is just great. We really appreciate you inviting us to have some of this too. It's fantastic. These are my friends. Now your friends too. Why don't you introduce you guys? Introduce yourselves.
I, Tandraka Easter.
Dragon.
Dragon born, not dragon.
Tiny dragon.
I kind of just scoff and look the other way.
I am Rope Master.
Jesus.
You can call me Tyrell.
Rope Master.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice to meet you all. What brings you here?
In my mind, I think about saying summer vacation, but I don't say anything.
I also thinking mushrooms, pretty good, but I also don't say anything.
Do you not say anything either, Soul?
Funny story, true story. We were not minding our own business because we had a friend who, for better or for worse, went crazy. and got our ship eaten by this. And I'm gonna like kind of wave my arms around. How did you get here?
He's sort of slowly.
Fishing accident.
Going for fish a little bit too big for you?
Afraid so. You say more friends were friends fishy.
Yeah, no, yep. Our friends were. They looked like fish. If that's what you mean. We had some more friends. One of them looked like a
Balthazar,
crab fish.
sorry, but
Yeah.
Balthazar may have eaten some of your friends.
You know, I appreciate the apology, but that's okay. They, they sort of got us in this situation. We couldn't really trust them, and then look where we're at.
Balthazar, very sorry. You also eat friends.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
catch myself laughing before I smack my hand over my mouth.
Well, I thought I tasted something similar, so if anything, it made it even better. So,
At that time, I look in and see Tug's head.
It's
Well,
all.
Flag Club.
Balthazar, you did not tell us friends were in stew.
Balthazar, sorry.
Will you help us escape Balthazar to make up for this?
Yes, Balthazar, help you.
Thank you, friend.
But Balthazar, feeling sleepy. Balthazar, rest and help friends tomorrow.
With that,
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, good
I mean,
night.
yeah. Do you think it's safe here for us to sleep too? Are those mushroom guys gonna come hang out, or, we've seen some pretty scary things in here. You think we're safe?
Stay next to me, and you will be safe.
Fair enough.
The
Yeah, sounds good.
mushrooms are afraid of me, and the dark mentals stay in the upper reaches.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty scary. We're the A
Stay
team. We were down here, so we didn't see all that
low.
up there.
Don't go high.
we should have talked to this guy from the beginning.
That's what we always say. When they go high, we go low.
Yep. Agreed.
Balthazar,
Hey,
glad he met you.
hey, we're super glad we met you too. We were not gonna lie, we were a little lost, and I thought, hey, that guy right there, he looks really trustworthy. He looks like a future friend.
Find friends in most peculiar places.
Amen, brother. Okay. What do you think, guys? Let's
So-
camp here next to our new friend.
He sort of
That sounds fantastic.
thumbs down and like you can like he's got like his legs out. He's sort of in like like arms resting on knees, kind of head in arms position, so you can kind of brave the you don't know what is underneath the crotch of a fire giant, but you can most
Firecross?
yeah probably most safe to be in that area in between his legs, but you know, you're welcome to rest anywhere you want. You know, there's plenty of empty barrels and crates and things too if you don't want to sleep next to a fire giant. So
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep off to the side, maybe with my back against the wall, kind of tucked in next to him, in case he decides to stretch out. I don't want to get crushed.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep next to the side as well. I'm not gonna sleep in middle of his loins.
okay. So you're all, I guess, kind of sleeping by each other, but against the wall, so to speak.
As best as you can sleep inside of a dragon turtle next to a fire giant.
Sure. Okay.
Right,
Tyrell,
right.
Soul, you know, where are you guys?
I'm exhausted, ready to sleep and get up with our new friend in the morning and find our way out.
So are you gonna sleep in his, in between his legs, or are you gonna sleep against a wall with everybody else?
Oh, I'm going against the wall.
Okay. Tyrell?
Yeah, I
Wall
would
too?
like to set up. I want to set up just a quick perimeter rope, safety tripper.
Yeah, you've got it. You
Just-
can kind of wind it around the edge. You know, it creates the half circle around the edge, but anything coming from down, like the top on the stair steps, you know, it wouldn't detect that. You don't have that much rope, so.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And are you sleeping
And
against
then,
the wall?
yeah, cuddle up in his crotch. No, I am going on the wall.
So he sort of peeks up one last time before he's going to put his head down again. He says,
Nighty night. Don't let the megapeats bite.
I'm gonna under my breath say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, good night, Balthazar. Good night, friend.
all right. He goes to sleep, and that's where we're going to wrap up for tonight. It's a little early, but
Made a friend, guys.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, I'm
So-
still wondering where those other Kuatoa went that they were considering throwing into the lava.
I mean, the Kuatoa obviously have been around because, you know, Balthazar managed to find some and stew some. The Myconids have obviously had their run-ins. You saw a Kuatoa, or no, you didn't see one. Yeah, you saw a donkey in the other area. So there's definitely things that have found their ways deeper into the tunnels here. So you guys don't know how long you were out, so to speak. But
Hundreds.
yeah, clearly hundreds of years you guys have been unconscious. But the shipwreck just happened a day ago, so who knows?
Yeah, well,
I mean, we don't know.
Barbasol, we just trying to kind of get good graces, kind of level with him.
Well,
Like,
good
clean
good
shave.
call trying to make friends there. So seems like that's gonna pay
I
off. So
figured
nice.
we were pretty far away. He had a big sword. I mean, if maybe he chucked the sword, that'd be bad news bears, but it worked out.
Yeah, and I had a good time with Soul and Sailor Sun.
Yeah.
And getting lower ratings as you got down to.
I never saw him as lower rated. It's just different, you know.
No,
That's
definitely.
what you
low.
tell your parents. That's not a lower grade. It's just a different grade.
we still, as a teacher, it's not about the grade, it's about growth, and we obtained growth in this.
D is for diploma.
D is for dungeon.
Hey, you did a really bad job with this at work. Well, I like to think of it as I just did a different job than good.
Learning experience.
Cool.
Well, good session, guys. We'll pick it up again next Tuesday and see
Yeah.
where it leads you. Yeah,
Exciting.
I would say try. I mean, obviously you've got Balthazar's help now, but maybe try and devise a plan, right? Like, I don't know, watch a Magic School Bus, see how they got out of it or something. I have no idea.
I kept wanting to
Osmosis
say
Jones.
that, but I was like, I'm getting out of like what we should be doing right now. But all I could think of was like Magic School Bus. Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm actually
Or Rick and
thinking
Morty,
of
or- Mhm.
Rick and Morty. So, we haven't ran into the pancreas yet, but I don't know what to do.
I need to climb
Hepatitis
high
H
up
or
to the
whatever it
nostrils
was.
and pull hair.
I will say I'm glad you guys did not try and pierce the lungs.
Yeah,
Hey,
me too. I was
that's
getting.
the
That was gonna be a party kill, like guaranteed. I was like,
You guys
don't
are talking
ever
about
fucking
that.
do
I was
it.
like, yep. Really hope we just make it up there in time.
Hey, that's the wisdom of the moon, you guys. We got to be thinking
My
the moon wisdom. I figured
Stupid.
wherever we're going, Ian should lead that charge, and we'll all go with whatever decision he makes. I just wanted to push him to make a decision, someone, one which way.
In my head, like Detective Easter had a very just like, I believe in you look. And as soon as if I turned away, just like deer in headlights, like, oh my god, what is going on?
Yeah, when we were losing time on a decision, Easter just thought, you know what, we'll just switch it up here. Let me call on Soul. She'll know what to do.
I do like that you're like, wait, back up. Where are we? Like, what? You.
I feel like there was not enough. Like I would be completely panicked. Like just full on trust of whatever Easter was saying.
I imagine you had to learn to trust the people around you, and you also get used to the, dual personalities at the sneeze.
I think also really the last time that Soul dealt with Easter, he was so in charge of everything, and so cool-headed, and took over that like
Just
I
exudes
would
confidence.
I think Soul of all people would have figured, oh cool, I'm with the best person I could possibly be with right now. And
And
little
then-
did Soul realize that Detective Easter is like internally freaking
I
out.
changed.
Like,
man.
I literally have no idea what to do, but I'm not going to stick around while they sacrifice Kuito. And that was really my whole thought.
You guys are definitely sadistic. I like the
Let's
like,
try burning them a little bit. I was like, I'm out of here.
Hey, we were doing science. It's called science, okay?
yeah, your science is the like not
The
science
science of
kind of
Germany.
science. Like
What's a
the-
hypothesis? Hypothesis, you test it out. And
on unwilling
That's what we
subjects?
did.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right.
Well,
They were completely willing to suck in some gas, so we just testing our hypothesis.
you guys always surprise me. It never fails. So
Well, I mean, I was pretty upset with the Kuatoa when we first got in here, and I didn't throw one over. I was planning on just throwing multiple of them.
were you
just
upset with the
over side of
Kuatoa,
ship.
or were you upset with the person leading the Kuatoa?
Well,
Right,
they're,
so
they're
no,
an
it-
extent of the person.
Right,
I
no,
did
they
have
were-
a big battle with the Kuito with a vodka ham.
Mm-hmm.
That was exciting.
Maybe that Vagaham is still around here somewhere.
I just can't believe that the donkey was in there. I thought about trying to go save him, but it looked really far away. I was like, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. Well, I will chat with you later.
Alright, everybody
All
say
right.
nighty night. Don't let the megapedes bite.
Don't let the Myconites bite.
Don't let something bite.